Rachel. I'm here with Andrej from Datamolino. How are you doing, Andrej?
I'm very well. How are you, Rachel?
I'm very good, thank you. Do you want to tell us a bit more about why you're at Accountex and kind of what's new for Datamolino since Xerocon?
Yeah. We're at Accountex because we want to serve accountants, and the main goal of our company has always been to help to transfer the accountants into the digital era. And we started with helping them really digitizing paperwork, and that means really extracting data from paper-based invoices and pushing them into cloud accounting software. So that's the first step on our journey.
And have you got anything new since Xerocon with your product?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So our product has been improved into line item level data extraction, so that means even detailed line items can now be extracted and pushed into both Xero and Sage 1. So that's really groundbreaking news for our accountants.
Excellent, thank you. And do you want to tell us a bit more about your digital workflow?
Yeah, so with Datamolino, as I said, the main goal is to bring accountants to the 21st century and really allow them to use all the technological benefits that are already out there. And the workflows that they currently go through, we find them very wasteful. That means they're really leaving a lot of costs on the table which should be enjoyed by them, and really the current workflows are cutting into their profitability. With products such as Datamolino, they can really decrease these costs by up to 60%. That means once they actually lose the paper trail upon the paper's entry into their office and they start working with it digitally, those are incredible savings that they can realize. So everything where you cut down the paper trail in the office upon its entry, you just scan it, upload it, and then you work with the documents digitally. Those kinds of processes bring immense savings over time.
Excellent. So what do you think is the biggest barrier for accountants when adopting a workflow process like this?
It's there are two barriers. One of them is some of the accountants haven't yet adapted to the idea of cloud accounting, and if they want to use these kinds of services that allow them for really efficient workflows, they probably have to shift to cloud accounting at a certain time, because otherwise they would have to invest huge resources in building these kinds of operations in-house, which is not something that small practices can afford. And if they actually buy into the cloud accounting idea, so the second barrier that they have to cross is they have to really start believing that it is an easy change, and many times that's what we find. A lot of accountants are scared in the beginning, and they say, oh, this would be a huge change for our practice, this would be a huge change for all the people, but then they give it a shot. They can start with our 14-day trial, and they come back to say, guys, this was actually really easy. So these kinds of mental barrier in terms of really understanding that it doesn't have to bring a huge change for the practice is something that we can help them with, yeah.
And how have you found Accountex for the last few days?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Accountex is a very big event, and we're trying to generate a lot of interesting conversations. And this is probably the first event in the UK that we have also been surrounded by a lot of competing products. And I think we're holding our grounds quite nicely. So this is something that we're welcoming as an opportunity to really bring forward the idea of what Datamolino is all about and how we are helping now and what we are trying to do for the future.
Cool. And to finish off, do you want to tell us about any kind of plans you have for the product for the future over the next year or so?
Yeah, I mean, there will be some big announcements in the fall, and I would still like to keep that a little bit as a secret, but it all relates with the fact that more and more the communication that we'll be channeling through us will be paperless, and then that actually affects a lot of the businesses who will then be able to use our service as a platform for paperless communication. It will not only affect invoicing, but it will affect the whole paperless workflow as such. So I think this will be very exciting for a lot of the practices, and fingers crossed that we can achieve that within the timeline that we have set.